Good evening and welcome to TC Network. I am Tingnay Team Hokip bringing you today's news. Today's top headlines include: Kotu not satisfied with presidential address and Prime Minister's parliamentary speech. Rahul Gandhi visits Churachandpur after Jiribam visit. ITLF writes to Rahul Gandhi seeking support for Kuki-Zo community. News in details. In response to the presidential address and the Prime Minister's speech in the 18th Lok Sabha, the Committee on Tribal Unity, or the Kotu Sadar Hills Kangpokpi district, expressed deep disappointment at the lack of genuine empathy for the people of Manipur. The committee spokesperson, NG Lun Kipgen, said that the much-awaited presidential address was devoid of genuine empathy towards the people of Manipur, which was exacerbated by the Prime Minister's speech, which defended the fallacies of Chief Minister N. Biren Singh, whom the Kuki-Zo community accuses of being the protagonist of the current turmoil. Vehemently bemoaning the address of Prime Minister Narendra Modi, Kotu spokesperson NG Lun Kipgen maintained that the Prime Minister's speech overlooked the responsibility of his own appointment, Chief Minister N. Biren Singh, whom he blames for the current turmoil in the state of Manipur. He also said that it is inappropriate for the Prime Minister to equate the past incidents of 1993 with the current situation, as the present administration under N. Biren Singh is complicit in the conflict. If the imposition of president rules 10 times in a small state, such as Manipur, calls for curtailing of violence, then what is stopping the center to impose yet another PR to restore peace in the state, he asked. The Kuki-Zo community strongly condemned what they describe as a mass genocide program aimed at eradicating their people from the entire state due to an influx of refugees escaping the military junta regime in Myanmar. Kotu spokesperson NG Lun Kipgen also outlined crucial measures if the central government, under Prime Minister Narendra Modi, is serious about solving the problems in the state of Manipur. Firstly, he emphasized the need to table the demand for separate administration for the Kuki-Zo in Parliament, considering this step crucial for addressing the specific governance needs of the Kuki-Zo community. Secondly, he urged the imposition of AFSPA in the valley, covering 19 police stations to facilitate the recovery of looted arms and ammunition, aiming to enhance security and stability in the region. Thirdly, Kipgen emphasized the importance of reining in armed militias, including groups like Arambay Tengol, Meitei Lipun, and VBIGs, highlighting that controlling these militias is essential for reducing violence and fostering a peaceful environment in Manipur. Congress MP Rahul Gandhi visited relief camp set up at Churachandpur after visiting relief camp in Jiribam Higher Secondary School during his visit to Manipur and spoke to the internally displaced people who have been affected by the year-long ethnic violence living there. Hours before the scheduled visit of the leader of the opposition, a brief shootout took place at Paitol area between security personnel and armed groups. According to reports, unidentified assailants opened fire on the security personnel, prompting them to retaliate. Sources indicate that several security personnel were injured during the exchange. On the other hand, Gandhi's visit to Manipur did not go quite well with the BJP. Party IT cell chief Amit Malviya criticized him and accused him of indulging in Sikh tragedy tourism. He alleged that the violence in Manipur was the Congress legacy. The ethnic conflict in Manipur is a legacy of the Congress party. The state has witnessed the killing of civilians, people and army personnel for decades while Congress was in power, Malviya said in a post on X. The Indigenous Tribal Leaders Forum, ITLF, representing the Kuki-Zo community in Lamka, Outer Manipur, has addressed a letter to Rahul Gandhi, leader of the opposition in the Lok Sabha, seeking his intervention in the ongoing plight. Expressing gratitude for Gandhi's leadership and commitment to ending violence in Manipur, the ITLF highlighted severe challenges faced by the Kuki-Zo people under the current state government. They emphasize a dire lack of security improvements despite ongoing violence, resulting in over 200 deaths and the displacement of thousands. Pagin Haukip, chairman of ITLF, stated, Our community is under constant threat from militant groups, resulting in widespread destruction of homes, places of worship, and displacement of families. The letter also highlighted economic hardships exacerbated by restricted access to essential supplies and halted development activities in Kuki-Zo areas. The community's limited connectivity to vital services due to geographical isolation was also highlighted as a pressing issue. Mon Tombing, General Secretary of ITLF, stated, the Kuki-Zo's inability to access the state capital for job opportunities and education highlights systematic biases. ITLF urged Gandhi to support their demands for a political resolution, aligned with Congress Party manifesto promises, emphasizing justice and socio-economic equity for the marginalized Kuki-Zo community. ITLF expressed hope that Gandhi's leadership would bring an end to their suffering and facilitate a lasting solution to the Manipur crisis. A corpse of a man was discovered at Lanva River in between Dorkasveng and Lanva boundary today, the 8th of July 2024. The corpse was discovered early today morning at around 5 a.m. Even though the corpse was discovered early morning, there was no one to take responsibility. The Thang Samte area leader Dorcas Road A area YPA Dorkasveng informed the matter to YPA Dorkasveng office or secretary, where a report was given to the police by YPA Dorkasveng. The corpse, which was floating in the middle of the river, was taken ashore by a joint team of police, YPA Dorkasveng and Dorkasveng Village Authority. Z. Kamsang Lian, Secretary YPA Dorkasveng, led the youths in taking the corpse ashore, and the corpse was covered with Paite traditional sold by YPA Dorkasveng. The dead was identified as one, Kai Go Kap, husband of Pau Holching Lanva. Cause of death was believed to be drug overdose given the deceased's past history. After all the formalities were done by the police, his family members took his body home for burial. Inauguration of Oracle College of Science was held today, the 8th of July 2024 at around 9 a.m. in Koite Vangho Tuibung Subdivision, Churachandpur. It was followed by a blessing prayer program. Zhang Milin Lupo, MCS, SDO, BDO Tuibung, attended the inaugural ceremony as the chief guest, and Reverend Let Colin Koitelui Pastorate Area Pastor as the master of the ceremony. The program started with ribbon cutting program from the chief guest, which was followed by a number of activities. Chief guest Zhang Milin Lupo, MCS SDO Tuibung, says his word of appreciation to all the faculty members and well-wishers of Oracle College, and also announced that it is the second college to be instituted in Tuibung subdivision, the first one being Young Pillars College. He highlights the need to furnish education in our local areas instead of sending our children to far-off places. Young Pillars College and Oracle College so far are the only college in Tuibong subdivision and are CSO leaders, village authorities and parents to support the only two colleges we have, he said. George Guite, member board of directors Oracle College, in his speech highlights how the institution of Oracle College will positively impact the students of Koitalui area. He also expressed his desire for a university where our people can obtain their master and PhD degree from the warmth of their parents' care. Thangboy Baite, Chairman KSCS, says that due to the late inaugural of the college, only few students got the chance to attend this year. He hopes for students will be admitted in the new session. He also says that students are the leaders of tomorrow and hence imparting the right knowledge to them should be given a priority. KSO General Headquarters Education Secretary Jack Thangmoy Haukip expressed his appreciation to the faculty members of Oracle College who in the midst of the ongoing conflict managed to institute a new college for the people. He also expressed his hope of many students benefiting from it. Thun Zamanguite, Headmaster Tuibong Government High School and Member Board of Directors, says the word of thanks followed by a closing prayer from Reverend Ngamlin Tauthang, Executive Secretary CBCA. Admission to the college was open late due to the ongoing construction and hence only 37 students get admitted this year. There are 7 lecturers and a number of board of directors to the Oracle College of Science, Koite. 8 more people lost their lives as the flood situation in Assam remained grim on Sunday, an official bulletin said. 2 deaths were reported from Dhubri and Nalbari, and one is from Kachar, Golpara, Dhemaji and Sibsagar, the Assam State Disaster Management Authority ASDMA bulletin said. With this, the toll in the year's flood, landslide and storm increased to 78. Altogether, 22,74,289 people in 28 districts were affected by the flood. Dhubri continued to be the worst hit with 7,54,791 affected people. A total of 269 relief camps were operating in the state, providing shelter to 553,689 people. The Brahmaputra was flowing above the danger market, Nematigad, Tezpur and Dhubri. Other rivers that have breached the red mark are Burhidi-Hing in Kowang, Dikhau in Sibsagar, Sang in Nangla Murahat, Dhansiri in Numaligard, Kopili in Dharamtul, Beki in Berpeta, Sankos in Golakganj, Barak in B. Ghat, and Hushiyara in Karimganj. Two soldiers were killed in twin encounters in Jammu and Kashmir's Kulgam district on Saturday, officials said. At least 6 terrorists were also shot dead by security forces in the gunfights. The encounters occurred in Kulgam's Modargam and Chinigam villages. Out of the 6 terrorists, 2 were killed in Modargam and the remaining 4 in Chingam. The first encounter occurred in Modargam village, where Land Snake Pradeep Nain, a para-commando, was killed in action. Security forces launched the operation based on intelligence input and cornered at least 2 to 3 terrorists in their hideout. The second gunfight broke out in Frisal, Chinigam village after security forces received a tip-off about possible Lashkar-e-Taiba terrorists in the area. Havildar Rajkumar of the 1st Rashtriya Rifles lost his life during the operation. Upon reaching the village, security forces were fired upon by terrorists hiding in a house, triggering a gunfight. The intense exchange of gunfire continued at both locations. Inspector General of Police, Kashmir, V.K. Birdi visited the encounter sites and stated that the anti-terror operation would continue. Another sources say 2 more terrorists were killed in Frisal, Chindigam of South Kashmir's Kulgam district Sunday, raising the toll from the overnight gunfight with security forces to 6. No further casualties were reported among security personnel after Lance Naik Pradeep Nain of Army's Para-Commando Unit and Sepoy Pravin Janjal of 1st Rashtriya Rifles were killed in separate operations in Modargam and Frisal Chinigam Saturday. The encounters erupted on Saturday in the villages of Modargam and Chinigam, about 20 km apart, after security forces received intelligence about militant presence in the area. Jammu and Kashmir's Director General of Police, R.R. Swain, called the operation a big milestone in improving the security environment. On the basis of confirmation of bodies, we have the news of the killing of 6 terrorists, Swain told reporters. Without doubt, this is a big milestone, a progress to strengthen the security environment. On Saturday, officials said they had seen the bodies of 4, but the gunfights went on till Sunday afternoon. 4 militants and 1 soldier were killed on Saturday in Chinigam, while another soldier died in Modargam. The remaining 2 militants were killed Sunday as the Modargam operation concluded. The first encounter erupted when a joint squad of police, Army and Central Reserve Police Force reached Modargam village after they received intelligence about the presence of militants on Saturday afternoon. It was here that Lance Naik Pradeep Kumar from the 9th Rashtriya Rifles Unit of the Indian Army suffered fatal injuries. The exchange of fire and explosive continued in the night, with 2 militants confirmed dead on Sunday. The second encounter broke out in the Frisal Chinigam area on Saturday evening after security established contact with militants during a cordon and search operation. In the exchange of fire, 4 terrorists were killed and Sepoy Pravin Janjal Prabhakar from 1st Rashtriya Rifles took fatal injuries. Last month, 2 top commanders from the Resistance Front, an offshoot of Pakistan-based Lashkar-e-Taiba, were trapped in a house during a gunfight with security forces in Pulwama district. With a coalition government at the helm of this year's budget, Narendra Modi and co. may have a few speed bumps on their road to a Viksit Bharat. The recent meeting between Telugu Desam Party, TDP Supremo Nara Chandrababu Naidu, a key ally of the NDA government, and BJP's top brass has sparked concerns after the Andhra Pradesh CM has listed his state-specific demands. Further, a Bloomberg report has stated that Naidu has sought more than Rs 1 lakh crore handout for Andhra Pradesh in the forthcoming budget 2024. As per the sources cited in the above-mentioned report, PM Modi has agreed in principle to providing the financial support to Naidu. The TDP leader also met Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman on Friday to discuss the details. However, the government has not yet agreed on the exact amount of the support, the report said. Moreover, a Reuters report has stated that Bihar CM Nitish Kumar JDU, another key ally to the Modi-led NDA government, has demanded additional grant for his state. With the Bharatiya Janata Party failing to win a clear majority in the recently concluded Lok Sabha elections, it is to a large extent relying on Naidu's TDP and the Janata Dal United to sit in power. These regional parties in turn have come with their own set of demands from the BJP-led government. As per a Reuters report, these two states, Andhra Pradesh and Bihar, are now demanding Rs 48,000 crore in additional funds for the financial year ending March 2025. This is according to a document as received by Reuters, which listed demands from one of the state governments and its source. Further, both states have asked the center to nearly double unconditional long-term loans offered by the government to all states for infrastructure spending to Rs 1 lakh crore, according to Reuters report. Meanwhile, TDP has reiterated all demands that Andhra Pradesh has been consistently raising, and Naidu brought again include Outer Ring Road project for Amravati, which has been under consideration since 2018. 6x8 laning of Hyderabad to Visakhapatnam National Highway, which has been under consideration since 2019. Support of state for development of Dugarajapatnam Port. Proposal accepted by Ministry of Shipping and Ports in 2012. Andhra Pradesh IPS cadre review pending since 2015. Release of Rs 385 crore for Greyhounds Training Center. A per installment had been released in 2018. With the BJP promising to restore Andhra Pradesh development progress during campaigning for the polls, it is only imperative that the demands will have to be met. In the interim budget 2024, Nirmala Sitharaman had announced the continuation of the scheme of 50-year interest-free loan for capital expenditure to states with total outlay of Rs 1.3 lakh crore. A provision of Rs 75,000 crore as 50-year interest-free loan was proposed this year to support the state governments for the milestone-linked reforms of Viksit Bharat. In the recent meeting between Naidu and BJP leaders, the proposed financial package for Andhra Pradesh includes raising the fiscal deficit ceiling of 3% of state gross domestic product by allowing an additional 0.5% of borrowing for the financial year through March 2025. That's equivalent to about Rs 7,000 crore, Bloomberg reported. Alongside, demands also include Rs 50,000 crore to build the new capital of Amravati, of which Rs 15,000 crore to be allocated in the current fiscal year. Rs 12,000 crore this fiscal year for the Polavaram irrigation project, and a commitment for more funds going forward. Rs 15,000 crore over the next 5 years to clear overdue debt, Rs 10,000 crore for infrastructure development under the federal government's 50-year loan scheme. The state also wants more headroom to borrow funds from the market, a limit set by the federal government, according to Reuters report. The ask for additional payout may mean a lot of changes to existing allocated funds and debt announced in the interim budget. In a significant advancement for the Indian Armed Forces stationed along the border with China in Ladakh, the Defense Research and Development Organization, DRDO, and private sector firm Larsen & Toubro, LNT, have unveiled the indigenous light tank Jorawar on July 6. This milestone, achieved in less than 24 months from the date of sanction, marks a pivotal development in India's defense capabilities. The Jorawar tank has reportedly successfully completed its initial interim trials at L&T's heavy engineering plant in Hazira, Gujarat. During its unveiling at L&T's heavy engineering plant, the Jorawar light tank showcased its ability to navigate a 20-degree incline with ease. The tank is engineered to handle inclines exceeding 30 degrees. The next phase involves rigorous desert trials in coordination with the Indian Army, followed by tests in the high-altitude regions of Ladakh to evaluate its performance in challenging terrains and extreme winter conditions. If the trials proceed as planned, the tanks could be inducted into the Indian Army as early as 2027. Designed with insights from the ongoing conflict between Russia and Ukraine, the Jorawar tank incorporates unmanned surface vehicles equipped with loitering munitions. Weighing 25 tons, Jorawar stands out as the first tank to be designed and made ready for trials in such a remarkably short time frame. The tank is named in honor of 19th century Dogra General Jorawar Singh, known for his military campaigns in Ladakh and western Tibet. Initially, 59 Jorawar tanks will be provided to the Indian Army, setting the stage for a large program involving 295 more of these advanced armored vehicles. The comprehensive trials are expected to be completed within the next 12 to 18 months, paving the way for their induction. DRDO Chief Dr. Samir V. Kamat expressed his pride and satisfaction with the development, stating, "It's indeed a momentous day for all of us to see the light tank in action. In a short period of 2 years to 2.5 years, we have not only designed this tank, but made a first prototype, and now the first prototype will undergo developmental trials over the next 6 months, and then we will be ready to offer it to our users for users trials." Jorawar is expected to be inducted into the Indian Army by 2027 after all trials. With its lightweight and amphibious capabilities, the Jorawar tank is adept at navigating steep mountain climbs and crossing rivers and other water bodies more efficiently than the heavier T-72 and T-90 tanks. This enhanced mobility is expected to significantly bolster the operational capabilities of the Indian Army in the challenging terrains of Ladakh. According to experts, photos that emerged on July 6 reveal several key features of the new tank. The tank appears to be equipped with a 105mm rifle gun and a multi-ranging sensor MRS. It also includes a BEL remote weapon station RWS and Safran Paseo optics, as well as 2 anti-tank guided missiles ATGMs. The tank also features a new lightweight rifle, provisions for an active protection system, and add-on modular armor blocks. It is fitted with composite rubber tracks, CRT, and additional cameras for enhanced functionality. The Jorawar tank was developed under the Army's Project Jorawar, which aims to enhance the rapid deployment and maneuverability of indigenous light tanks in high-altitude regions. The Army plans to acquire approximately 350 light tanks in stages, forming about 6 regiments to bolster its mountain warfare capabilities. Lebanon's Hezbollah movement said it launched its largest air operation, sending explosive drones at a mountaintop Israeli military intelligence base in the annexed Golan Heights. It is the largest incident among escalating cross-border exchanges of fire that have triggered global alarm. Hezbollah, an Iran-backed Hamas ally, has traded almost daily fire with Israeli forces since the Palestinian militant group's October 7 attack on Israel triggered war in the Gaza Strip. Announcing the largest operation carried out by its aerial forces, Hezbollah said in a statement on Sunday that its fighters sent multiple successive squadrons of drones to target the reconnaissance center on Mount Hermon. The Israeli military said an explosive drone fell in an open air in the Mount Hermon area, but there were no injuries. Attacks as well as rhetoric have escalated in recent weeks, spurring fears on all-out conflict between Israel and Hezbollah, which last went to war in 2006. The Lebanese movement said the drone attack was part of its response to the killing of an operative in a strike Saturday deep into East Lebanon around 100 kilometers from the border. The Mount Hermon attack targeted intelligence system, destroying them and starting a major fire, Hezbollah said. Israeli Defense Minister Yoav Gallant visited troops on Mount Hermon earlier on Sunday, his office said. In two additional statements, the military said its air defenses successfully intercepted several aerial targets that crossed from Lebanon after sirens sounded in the Golan Heights area. The Golan Heights from Syria in 1967 and later annexed it in a move largely unrecognized by the international community. The Israeli strike on Saturday killed a key operative in Hezbollah's aerial defense unit, the military has said. Throughout Sunday, Hezbollah announced 4 more attacks on Israeli military sites across the border with barrages of rockets, as well as some guided missiles. Israeli authorities reported 4 wounded. Gallant, in a video from Mount Hermon, said, "Even if there is a ceasefire in Gaza, we will continue fighting and doing everything necessary to bring about the desired result in the campaign against Hezbollah." The cross-border violence has killed at least 497 people in Lebanon, mostly fighters but also including 95 civilians, according to an Agence France Presse Italie. On the Israeli side, at least 16 soldiers and 11 civilians have been killed, according to the authorities. Tens of thousands of residents have been displaced from the border areas in both southern Lebanon and northern Israel. A state of emergency was declared on July 7 in parts of Russia's Voronezh region near the border with Ukraine, following a suspected Ukrainian drone attack that set an ammunition depot on fire, regional authorities said. Regional Governor Alexander Gusev said Ukrainian drones were shot down by Russian air defenses systems and that the fire was ignited by debris that fell on an ammunition depot in the Podgornysky district overnight. Videos posted on Telegram purported to show at least 1 drone heading towards the depot, and then a long series of blasts could be heard while plumes of black smoke were rising in the air. Gusev said there were no immediate reports of casualties. Later in the morning, he announced that he had declared a state of emergency in the settlement where the burning depot was located, without identifying it by name. The road that leads into the area has been closed, and authorities have begun evacuating residents to temporary accommodation centers, reports said. Ukraine, whose energy and civilian infrastructure has been decimated by months of intensive Russian drone and missile strikes, has in turn started targeting industrial facilities, mainly oil refining capabilities that work for the military inside Russia. On July 7, Ukraine's military intelligence, HUR, claimed in a message on Telegram that its agents on the previous day had struck a logistics center in Debaltseve in the Russian-occupied part of Donetsk that housed tank equipment and ammunition. HUR also claimed that an electronic warfare jamming communication station was destroyed in Novoluhansk in the occupied Luhansk region. The claims could not be independently verified. Separately, Ukraine's Air Force said on July 7 that its air defense systems had repelled a fresh Russian missile and drone attack on several regions earlier in the day. The enemy attacked with 2 Iskander-M ballistic missiles and 13 Shahed drones. The Air Force reported on Telegram, adding that 13 drones were shot down in the Kirovohrad, Kharkiv, Sumy, and Poltava regions. Russia's defense ministry meanwhile said on Telegram that its Iskander missiles had destroyed 2 Ukrainian launches for Patriot surface-to-air missile systems and a Giraffe radar station in the village of Yuzhny in the Odessa region. However, Ukrainian Air Force Commander Lieutenant General Mykola Oleshko asserted on Telegram that Russian forces had struck decoy launchers aimed at fooling Moscow into firing off expensive missiles at fake targets. Claims on either side could not be independently verified. A tornado in eastern China killed 5 people and injured nearly 100 on Saturday, July 6. The tornado struck Dongming County, Shandong Province, causing significant damage, as reported by a state-run Xinhua news agency. Dramatic videos on social media show the tornado ripping off roofs of houses, uprooting trees, and throwing debris into the air. According to the Dongming County Emergency Management Bureau, severe convective weather caused a tornado. The local government has established a command center and launched emergency response operations. Xinhua reported that 2,820 homes were damaged in Kaiyuan, Shandong province. Emergency services are currently conducting a post-disaster disposal and on-site cleanup, as stated by the Bureau. China averages fewer than 100 tornadoes per year, with at least 1,772 fatalities recorded from the tornadoes since 1961, according to researchers. In April, a tornado hit Guangzhou, killing at least 5 and injuring 33, according to Chinese state media. Earlier this month, the China Meteorological Administration's annual Blue Book on Climate Change report that China experienced its warmest year since 1901, with extreme weather events becoming more frequent and severe. The military leaders of Burkina Faso, Mali and Niger have hailed a newly signed treaty as a step towards granting interrogation between the three countries in the latest sowing of their shift away from traditional regional and Western allies. During a summit in the Nigerian capital of Niamey on Saturday, the three leaders signed a confederation treaty that aims to strengthen a mutual defense pact announced last year, the Alliance of Sahel States, AES. The signing capped the first joint summit of the leaders, Niger's General Abdourahmane Tiani, Burkina Faso Captain Ibrahim Traoré, and Mali's Colonel Assimi Goïta, since they came to power in successive coups in their bordering West African nations. It also came just months after the three countries withdrew from the Economic Community of Western African States, ECOWAS, regional bloc in January. Speaking at the summit on Saturday, Tiani called the 50-year-old ECOWAS a threat to our states. The West African Economic Bloc has suspended the three countries after their respective military takeovers, which occurred in July 2023 in Niger, September 2022 in Burkina Faso, and August 2021 in Mali. ECOWAS also imposed sanctions on Niger and Mali, but the bloc's leaders have held out hope for the trio's eventual return. We are going to create an AES of the peoples instead of an ECOWAS whose directives and instructions are dictated to it by powers that are foreign to Africa, Tiani said. Burkina Faso Traoré also accused foreign power of seeking to exploit the countries. The three nations have regularly accused former colonial ruler France of meddling in ECOWAS. Westerners consider that we belong to them and our will also belongs to them. They think that they are the ones who must continue to tell us what is good for our states, he said. This era is gone forever. Our resources will remain for us and our populations. For his part, Mali's Goïta said the strengthened relationship means an attack on one of us will be an attack on all the other members. That is all for today's news, and have a pleasant evening ahead.